Hello people of the internet and welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking to you guys about the new year, what's happening, what's new. A bunch of you guys are asking and I'm here to give that to you. So this morning I went to a coffee shop and I wrote down everything that I wanted to go over and just like spill the beans on some new stuff, because there are a few things that I've been just waiting to tell you guys, you know, just basically until they fell into place. Some of them haven't, some of them are like going to happen. But yeah, let me just get into it and you'll really understand what I'm talking about, because it just all seems like nonsense at the moment. What started all of this was basically a few things. So some of you aren't aware, my cousin passed away last year, the end of the year, and that kind of got the ball rolling on a lot of things because it really helped me question life, question what I was doing, and just figuring that out. I was very, very unhappy in the job that I was in. I was, well, not very, very unhappy. I can't really say that. I was unparticularly happy in certain parts of it. So as you guys know, I'm a social media influencer and social media has always been something that I've very much enjoyed. So I thought, why not quit my coffee job? Well, not quit it. I ended up going down to 1 day a week so that I could take this job, and I started searching for social media jobs, marketing jobs, and I got one. And it was for a chiropractic office, and the people there were amazing. I loved my team, but my outgoing and positive personality really didn't shine through in the position that I was in, and that was really putting a damper on just who I am as an individual on a daily basis. So I thought about doing so many different things other than that, but nothing kind of really stood out to me until I had this like revelation after my cousin passed away. It was just very weird how everything kind of just happened and fell into place. So I ended up talking to my boss, and I was totally honest with him on how I wasn't feeling it, and there were certain aspects of the job that I really, really enjoyed, but when I was there, I wasn't fully myself because everything that I was doing within the job wasn't, how can I put this? It wasn't what I enjoyed, so I in turn couldn't be myself, if that makes sense. Anyway, so he heard me and was like, hey, you enjoy doing these aspects of your job, so let's keep you doing that. So they offered me basically to work remotely from home to keep doing the things that I really enjoyed doing with that position. So I'm still working for him, and it's just out of the comfort of my own home. And I'm really happy because I'm doing all the aspects of the job that I really enjoyed, while along with working at the coffee shop, which I'm just so excited to be at again because it's an amazing place and I love being there. I love the people, I love the customers, I love everything about it. I enjoy making coffee so much. So it feels really good to be back. So those are some huge things that like I was not very certain when to share with you guys because they were all kind of slowly falling into place, and I didn't want to announce something until it was permanent. So it's permanent and here I am. So the coffee shop in conjunction with the social media marketing management position work so well with the lifestyle that I'm trying to create. I'm able to have flexibility in traveling. I'm able to have flexibility on when I want to edit or when I need to go out and get content for you guys. The barista job really works with that, and obviously working from home, I can plan around everything that I need to do for this job here talking to you guys. So it just works really well, and it's what I've been looking for a very long time. So I'm super duper happy in that department of my life. Okay, so the biggest thing that I wanted to announce with you guys, and this is the most exciting thing because it has been something that I have been talking about since last year around this time. There was a video Kayla and I put out last year about like, I honestly don't even know what it was called, but it was like what's happening in the new year. I can link it down below. and I had touched on the idea of going back to school for some sort of health or nutrition course just to get a certification in something. I didn't know what then, and this was the biggest thing that threw me into wanting to do this. And this is why I need the flexibility with the jobs that I have right now, because I'm going back to school. I guess I still have it, but like I wouldn't have quit the security that I had in the social media and marketing job had I not had this revelation of, oh my God, this is what I am called to do in my life. And I'm just so thrilled and excited to, one, share it with you, and two, hop on this journey because it's something that I've always enjoyed doing and always enjoyed learning more about. I think I've touched on it a few times in the past that I grew up in a very healthy, organic, health conscious household. And I think that's what sparked that fire in my brain that has a passion for it. So I just never really put two and two together, and there's a lot of reasons that I don't even have to talk about in this video. I can talk about and save for another video as to why I guess I never realized it until now. But I'm going back to school to get my holistic nutrition certificate. I am at the current moment saving up to purchase this course that I'm going to be taking online. So not only am I going to be working at the coffee shop, putting content out for you guys, working this social media marketing position on the side, I'm also going back to school. So it's going to be a lot more than I've had in quite some time, honestly. So I'm a little terrified. But the fact that I'm so excited and passionate about everything that I'm doing with my life at the current moment, I think is what is going to drive me to push forward and get everything done that I need to do. I will let you guys know when that is taking place. I will announce that probably on my Instagram. I probably won't make another video about this, but I did want to share it with you guys because it's a huge part of my life. And hopefully this is one of the biggest goals that aligns with getting this certificate. I want to be able to share more knowledge with you. If you do want any help or advice or anything when it comes to nutrition, health, whatever, I'm going to do my best to be as well educated on it as I can be, so I can share some knowledge and advice and tips and tricks with you guys. So I don't know what that's going to look like in the future. Look forward to that because I'm super excited about it and I can't wait to share everything that I've learned with you guys. Yes, lots of things are happening regarding that, but like I said, very, very exciting. A huge thing I wanted to touch on with this subject not this subject, but just going back to school in particular, is that I think that all of us in this life have something that we're meant to do with our lives, and the passion that we put towards something should in turn help other people, or our love for something should inspire or in some way do something for somebody else. So this is how I know this is absolutely the right path for me, and I think that no matter what you're doing with your life, you should look at it in that way, is how can I use my passions and my greatest strengths and abilities in this world to help or inspire or just get somebody else's light inside them start. That's how I'm looking at this. I see it as something that is so good because I'm so excited and passionate and driven by it. And it's something that I know I've always been super excited to share with other people who don't necessarily have the knowledge that I've gained, and to be able to gain more knowledge on it is just super exciting for me. So I did just want to touch on that because it's something that I truly believe in, and I think that the love that we put into something should just trickle out into other people, and they should be able to feel that love for what you're super excited about just by hearing you talk or having you help them through whatever it is. So I know that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I hope in some way that it does, because that's like the true meaning behind why I want to do what I want to do. So with that, I I took this course. Not this course, it was a workshop at this studio that I go to in Milwaukee. Let me backtrack. Kayla and I went to a hotel for our Christmas and got away. We stayed at the Hilton here in Milwaukee, and part of that weekend was like goal setting. So we took some time to write down all of our goals, like our individual goals as well as our like couple goals, our relationship goals for ourselves. And I wrote down so many for myself individually that it was like super duper scary. So this workshop honestly really helped. I signed up with it with my roommates, Katie and Jordan, and I just wanted to touch and share a little bit about it with you guys because I thought it was super, super helpful and inspirational and very empowering to just like learn a little bit about. So my idea of setting goals and completing them and all of these different things that I've learned via the internet based on challenging yourself and reaching your goals was just like proven to be a myth, honestly. There were all these different theories on how to set a goal and reach a goal and actually achieve that goal. One of them being like if you do something for 21 to 30 days or whatever, then it's going to be like a stuck habit and you'll be able to do it for the rest of your life, which I honestly didn't realize was a myth until I took this workshop. So the woman who led this workshop is a psychotherapist at the studio that I went to. So the studio is called L Studio and Wellness, and they do all sorts of things. If you're in the Milwaukee area, you can just drop in for a class. They have dance classes, they have meditation, they have yoga, all different types of things. And they also have a bunch of therapists. They have art therapy, all these holistic viewpoints on how to heal the body from the inside out. And it's super empowering just walking in there and walking out. It's like unbelievable. So they do a really good job. And then this workshop was, one second, let me look it up. I have it here on my phone. What?
Goal setting.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Katie's in the background. She said goal setting. The workshop was called Making Resolutions Work. It was all based on like the science of change, and the science of change was this like 8-step process on how to get from the person you are to the person that you want to be and achieving all those goals and whatever. So this was based off of this book that the psychotherapist leading the class read, and she has done multiple workshops and retreats and things regarding just this book and this like theory. I don't know if it's a theory. I guess I'd have to read the book in order to know exactly what you'd call it, but the book is called The Power of Story, and there are 8 steps to change. And I'm just gonna touch on the 8 because I'm sure you can find it online or you can read the book, and if it's something you're very interested in or that seems interesting to you, you can further research it yourself. But this is still something that I need to work on, and I'm working on with my personal therapist because I want so much change to happen in this year. And basically, I refuse to sit back and just like watch my life go by, and I want to, and I'm going to achieve all the goals that I have set out to achieve this year. And I believe that this 8-step process will help me do that. So I am not only doing this with myself, but I'm sitting with my therapist once a week, and we're going over basically everything and every little detail on, she's basically like my life coach and she doesn't even know it. So the first one is to identify your ultimate mission. And that's basically like your mission statement. If you're looking at it from a business standpoint, any business that is up and running and is doing well has probably had a business plan, and in that business plan, one of the first things is the mission statement, and that is the purpose of the business and what it's going to be doing for other people and how it's going to stay afloat, basically. So instead of looking at it from a business standpoint, you're looking at it from yourself individually. What is your mission statement? What is going to drive you every single day to achieve what you want to achieve in this world? And like I said, I'm only going to touch on them briefly because if it's something that you're interested in, you will do the research. So number 2 is facing the truth. So who you say you want to be, does that match up with who you are every single day in your life. So say I am a huge drinker, partier, don't take care of my body, eat whatever the heck that I want, but I want to be this person who does the complete opposite. Am I sitting there and facing the truth on the fact that those two things don't match up? You need to truly understand if who you say you want to be and who you are on a daily basis actually match up. Proof. Face the truth and just know if they do or they don't. Number 3 is to select a story to work on first. So the book is called The Power of Story. There's an old story and there's a new story. So the old story is, and I hope that I am touching on this in the correct way, and if I'm not, like I said, again, please read the book, because this is how I interpreted everything that I learned. Yes, if it's something you're interested in, please purchase the book or research it a little bit online. So in order to select a story to work on first, the psychotherapist who led this workshop basically said to categorize your life in however many categories you want. So some people just do physical and emotional, and then other people will do, like, if I were to do it, which again, I haven't fully started this yet, but I would do relationships, spiritual, work life, financial, and there's about like 7 categories that I would work on individually. And so like I would select a story, meaning I would select one of those categories to work on first. So if I were to write them out on paper, I would look at the one that needs the most help, and then that's the story that I would choose to work on. So number 4 is write the story that actually lives in your head, that accounts for the misalignments. So the psychotherapist suggested getting a journal and literally writing everything out, like the current dialogue that you have going on in your head, just all the nastiness, get it out on paper. She said that when she was doing workshops and learning about this, that there was a lot of crying involved. So like we all have this person that we portray to the world and this person that we show people that we want to be. So an example is to like look at your Instagram life and like, this is the person that I show the world, but who am I behind closed doors? What goes on in my head? What is the current dialogue in my head? And literally just write everything out for what it is. Because there is nastiness in the head. We do have demons. We have shit going on that we don't necessarily talk about with everybody, that we don't necessarily portray to the world. And she suggests, and this Science of Change suggests, to get it all out on paper and just take the time to do it. And this is the most difficult part of these steps, is number 4. And it's going to take the longest too. So she says that you could go through all 8 steps, but you could keep going back to number 4 for as long as you need to in order to get everything out. Again, I can't say this enough. If it's something that seems interesting to you, please get the book, because I am not giving this justice. I'm not saying everything that I feel like should be said. It's a very in-depth thing, but obviously this is why change is so hard for people. If you really want to work on yourself, you really got to do these things that I'm talking about here. Number 5 is to read the old story. So the old story is basically the current story, what's living inside your head. It should some degree repulse you, and you should hear the misalignment between facing the truth and your ultimate mission. So basically it's saying that everything that you write down for number 4, the current dialogue you have going on in your head, is going to possibly, and most likely, unless you're living to be your true authentic self, misalign with what you see as your ultimate mission, your mission statement. So number 1. So number 4 and number 1 should basically be opposites if you haven't fully become the person that you want to be. Okay, sorry, my camera ran out of storage, so I had to delete some things. So I think the last thing I was saying was, for number 5, you need to read over your old story and figure out what the new meaning you want for your life to be. All of this nasty stuff that's out on paper, how can you take that and turn it into this new person, this new meaning, this new life that you want to live. So that leads us to number 6, which is to write your news story. Whatever you want that news story to be, whoever you want to be, how is that going to lead back to your mission statement? How is that going to lead back to what the purpose of your life is? This should also be long. It should not look as ugly as number 5, but it should feel powerful and good and empowering and all things good, basically. So number 7 is to design explicit rituals to ensure that your new story becomes a reality. Everything that you want to be in this new life, how are you going to live up to that? What are you going to do? What are action steps that you're going to take to become this person that you want to be? And number 8 is to establish daily accountability systems for your rituals. So basically something that I did last year, and I did a little bit of it this year, was last year meaning 2018 and this year meaning, or I'm sorry, last year meaning 2017 and this year meaning 2018. My mindset is still stuck in 2018. Anyway, in a sense, because obviously 2019 is like all these new things are happening. I know it's 2019, but in this moment, I'm thinking 2017 and 2018. So I gave myself goals and I was like, I'm gonna work out every day for 30 days. And so I made this little calendar, and every day that I would do it, I would put like a smiley face or a star or an X or a sad face or something on the days that I didn't do it. And steps 1 through 6 are like the hardest to do, and 7 and 8 are usually not achievable or are only achievable for a certain amount of time, and then people fall off the wagon because they aren't working on this identity, like the person that they actually want to be. Like they see this person that they want to be, but they haven't taken the specific action steps in order to become that person. They just think, oh, I'm gonna flip a switch one day and wake up and I'm going to be this crazy fitness person who works out for 3 hours a day. If that's the person that you want to be, you have to take some specific action steps and actually get there. So I found this really helpful. I am a little lost in doing it myself, and that's why I'm working on it with my therapist, partially in my sessions. So if it's something that you, like I said, seem to be interested in, definitely look up The Power of Story. Find a buddy. I feel like it's definitely hard to become a new and different person and this person that you see yourself to be. So find a buddy, find a friend, find somebody on the internet who is also trying to achieve their goals. There's so many different resources online. DM me, write a comment, and we can work on ourselves together. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. I know I was kind of all over the place. I know this video is probably very long, but there's just so many new things happening and I'm so freaking excited about them. And if you want to hear more about a specific subject that I talked about in this video, please leave a comment below and let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.